Happy Halloween! Happy holidays! Whether you are decorating for Halloween to the holidays, it is officially holiday season, and that means shopping season. Yes, with Amazon, Walmart, Target, and all of the above already starting holiday sales, don't feel like you're behind as a business owner or a marketer because the premier season is still coming up with Black Friday and Cyber Monday. And in fact, 64% of consumers say that they will actually complete at least about half of their holiday shopping by Black Friday and Cyber Monday. So we have time, and that means in this video, we are going to be talking about the 3 trends to be watching for this holiday season so that you can truly optimize the most wonderful time of the year for growth into the next year. Trend number 1. The consumer mindset is shifting because of the economic recession and conscious consumerism. And what that creates is the smart shopper. Now, as we all know, these last couple of years has been insane with not just the pandemic alone, but also all of the repercussions, including supply chain issues, inflation, and now we're talking about an economic recession that does change the way that we consume. And so what you're seeing now is consumers, they're being more mindful about their budgets, and on top of that, they're being what we call the conscious consumer. During the last 2 years, what actually happened is that to most consumers, including you and I, there are things that we took for granted that we no longer had access to, which then made us consider new options. And that's been going on for the last 2 years at a very advanced rate. And so what that means is that as consumers, not only are we purchasing a different product or service, but our purchasing behaviors have completely changed. And one of those is conscious consumption. It's understanding that every single thing that we consume, whether that is content, product, etc., for our time or for our money, we have a choice in how it creates the impact because we are the representation of demand for these businesses. And what that means is that a lot of consumers are considering how are they spending their time and money and how it impacts environmentally, but also with society's mental health in mind as well. What that means in this intersection of mindful budgeting and conscious consumption is what we call the smart shopper. In fact, what that shows up as is 51% of consumers will actually be looking for sales more than ever this year. And you also have 31% of consumers shopping early. And most importantly is that 34% of consumers are actually considering buying less this year because not only are their budgets shrinking, but they're also considering about instead of buying a lot of small things that they only use 2 to 3 years and then gets thrown away, they're thinking about buying experiences or larger investment items. But if you are a small business or mid-sized business and you're feeling like, oh my God, how am I gonna keep up with large retailers? Don't worry, guys. Consumers are actually willing to spend more when it comes to sustainability and supporting a smaller sized business, especially when it comes to purchasing for their family and friends. Consumers are actually willing to pay more on sustainable products or supporting small businesses that are creating innovation and doing better good in the community. And I know that sounds like marketing and jargon, but those are the key storytelling points that you should consider in your content. Holiday trend number 2 to be looking out for is consumers are making a list and checking it twice. Remember what I said earlier, people are shopping early this year, meaning just because they may not actually do majority of their purchasing until Black Friday or Cyber Monday, they're not waiting, ladies and gents. They're actually already doing research. They're checking out for different products. This is the best time to actually get on your ideal customer's radar because they are open to all new ideas. And that means your advertising in the top of funnel in the brand awareness area, that is actually going to be the most effective from now until Black Friday shopping. Not because you're trying to convert them for traffic, but to get on their radar on the value of your product so that when they're out there shopping for deals, you have built-in value with them. Even if you're not like dropping your prices against major retailers, because you already have that built-in value, to them, they are wanting you at the top of their wish list. So even if you give them a smaller sale because you happen to be more sustainable business or a smaller size business, they're so willing to pay for your product instead of something that a big retailer will offer at a cheaper discount, because you have bigger value built with them with your product versus that product. And something to also note is that this is the time of year where they're not always shopping for themselves. In fact, most of the people this year are actually going to be expanding who they're purchasing for, because they are going back on the social scene this year. All to say is that during this time frame is when they're actually making their list and checking it twice. They're creating that list for the friend or family that is super hard to shop for. They are reading the BuzzFeed shopping list, for example, or any of those major magazine shopping lists to get inspo on what to look for. Their favorite influencer that they're watching, they are also coming out with a holiday guide too. So where do you think your product should be on in those holiday guides? So what that means for you is to look and see, where is your ideal consumer reading content, consuming content for inspiration? And where are their family and friends reading inspiration and content inspiration so that they can shop for your ideal customer? Trend number 3, online shopping is here to stay. Yes, in the last couple of years, it's been a lot of online shopping, not a lot of actual in real life shopping, and sometimes there's a lot of buyer's remorse in the process. However, consumers have realized that it's honestly really convenient to be able to shop online for things that they have really good confidence for, because they've seen it in store, seen it in a user-generated content video, to where they can actually truly understand what that product is. And so they're comfortable buying those online so that they can save their precious time and energy when they do want to shop in person this holiday season for those items that they really want to try on, like shoes, clothing, or a nice furniture piece. So what this means for small businesses is that there is still a chance for you to be on their list even if you're not in a major retail store. It is all about, to my earlier point, user-generated content. If you can convince your ideal customer on what it actually feels like to touch and hold and use the product through user-generated content, the visual representation of word of mouth, then you, my friend, saves them a trip to going to a store. And the best way to communicate with your customers online is in 2 major places: social media and their email. You get them on social media with that user-generated content, and then you remind them to come through email. So those are the 3 trends that you need to be considering, but what does all of that mean? I've hinted a little bit as I've talked about the 3 trends, but let's dive a little bit further to condense. Otherwise, you're just gonna take one tip that I mentioned earlier and you might silver carrot where you go off in the wrong direction. So let's talk about how this can fit into an overarching strategy for you. Before I go in and dive in, please go ahead and like and subscribe for more content like this. I make these content because I want to continuously help you guys, and if you like and subscribe, it lets me know that this is the content that you're looking for. So how do you ace the most wonderful time of the year? It starts with getting on their list, and it starts the moment Halloween is over. The moment Halloween is over, it's like that flip. Your customers are making a list and checking it twice. They're trying to figure out which company is naughty or nice. No, literally, conscious consumerism means that they're actually going to be researching if your company is actually a good company. So bear that in mind as you turn on advertising or anything like that, that you are having the correct amount of reviews on your product sites so that people will feel very confident in your product and that you make it to the nice list over that naughty list. And if they're smart shoppers, like the mega smart shoppers, they were probably already making this list since the Amazon early access sale. And the reason why is because Amazon and all of these different companies, they're tracking their consumer patterns on who gets added to what list. This allows them to know which of the products will actually move fast and become a hot item during the actual busiest season, which is Black Friday and Cyber Monday. That is why, ladies and gentlemen, in October is why you're seeing all these random extra sales. 3 things that you need to do to ace this holiday season. So number 1, get on your customers' preferred list. And that means user-generated content, reviews. It is, again, that time of awareness. People are open-minded, so make sure you have the visual word of mouth available in content form anywhere that is found online. Second, meet them on where they are, and that is social media and email marketing. You can go and work with influencers because you now have these different influencers that are go-to resources for your end consumer who's looking for that perfect gift. Number 3, reminding them the moment that the shopping bill occurs, and that actually starts as early as Thanksgiving Day itself. Like, what else are you gonna do with that food coma? You're gonna go shopping on your mobile phone, probably. So make sure you get their emails and then be able to send your email marketing out during Thanksgiving. I know, it sounds weird, but you want to do that because they will go onto your store first and purchase from you and use their budget with you first over anyone else. Here is a secret tip. You can actually get them after December 25th. Yes, people think that people stop spending money after December 25th, but what they don't know is that most consumers, yes, spend everything for gifting for everyone else, but what about themselves? So after December 25th, it turns into the New Year's sale, the after holiday sale, and the treat yourself sale because you, my friend, have survived the holidays. Ladies and gentlemen, that is the holidays forecast for this year. And if you are interested for more trends and analysis like this, I highly suggest you hit that subscribe button and sign up for my newsletter so you're the first to know. And as always, thank you so much. Remember, impact happens one step at a time, and may the holiday odds be forever in your favor. Bye.